And we're back with the final episode of the March Anime Madness Tournament.
This is madness!
Madness!
This is madness.
This is anime!
Somebody kill me, please.
Not yet. It's still in the race.
It's still in the race. This is the official March tournament, since all other ones have been canceled.
Nope.
We claimed it.
We claimed
Luckily,
it.
we're all safe from the coronavirus in our...
Because we've never gone outside.
And we've never been outside. I don't even know what daylight is.
What is
You
outside?
think you can live in the... You think you can hide in the dark? I was
Yes.
born in the dark. Molded
by it.
I didn't see the light until I was a grown man.
You've seen the light?
I didn't see a real woman till I was a grown man.
And at that point, it
What's
was
a
too
whammy?
late. He was already
I
started
only
in
know
the
my
anime.
waifus.
Yeah, that's right. Like, know
You
your
already
audience.
had
None of us
50
have seen
anime
real women.
Waifu pillows. Broadcasting to you from a pre-recorded studio.
So if this is your
Studio
first
near you.
episode, go back a few episodes to the start of the tournament.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? This
Don't
doesn't
start
say
on this
episode
one.
What are you doing?
This
From
isn't
many different
Memento.
studios across America, mostly the East Coast, that has been infected with the coronavirus. There's Jared.
Hi-yo.
There's Justin, me. Hi. There is our friend Henry.
Hello.
There is Joseph. And last but not least, there is Clayton.
Hi, guys.
That's right. We have a whistle on the podcast.
Yes.
He's not a
A
person.
sentient whistle.
It's a sentient whistle.
Whistle, baby.
Oh, no.
All right.
Does this make you feel
Without
whistle?
further ado, gentlemen, let's go ahead and get this bracket finished. Let's start off from the top. Zoids.
Can we just have a
First
recap from the last episode real quick where Zoids beat the number one seed, Steins
Oh,
Gate?
Steins Gate.
In
That's
a
true,
world.
they beat the number one.
This is the world
Steins
we
Gate.
live in.
In a
The
world where
memes are
memes
taking
rule
over.
all.
The memes are slowly taking over, and we are slowly losing viewership.
The memes, Morty.
Morty. Oh, Rick.
Oh,
Rick.
Jesus.
Yes.
In this first matchup, now that we know that Zoids has moved on against greats like Steins Gate and Dragon Ball Z, it's Zoids' new century
Dragon Ball
versus
Z.
Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
Let's talk about this because again, two completely different animes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness!
Listen, I like a sniper rifle bolted onto a mech velociraptor as much as the next guy.
I love laser swords as much as the next person.
And laser claws of Liger Zero.
Ah,
Yes.
Beam claws.
Beam claws, and
With
a
that being
banger of
said-
an opener.
I second that, Joe.
I agree with that as well.
But
Despite this.
But all that
Rascal's a
included
better show.
voting for Zoids, right?
okay, so I've enjoyed this meme of Zoids moving on, even though it
So
knocked
we're
out
gonna keep it going.
it
That's
knocked
right.
out Steins Gate, which I love.
Expects it to end here.
Okay, so let me ask you this: logically, if you like Steins Gate more than Rascal, Zoids was voted better than Steins Gate.
I voted for
Therefore-
Steins Gate though.
But that doesn't matter because it's all based on majority rule. So logically, if you like Steins Gate more, an
It-
anime has been chosen as superior, thus it should be voted as superior now.
In all honesty, I think I like Rascal more than I like Steins Gate.
Well, why don't you just take that and get out of my logical argument that you're ruining for the rest of us?
Boys, I love the dialogue of Rascal. I love the feels of Rascal. It has excellent characters. Yes, it doesn't have Harry Champ, but
Does not have Harry Champ.
it does
But
have my
Not many things do.
it does
Big minus.
it does have my favorite girl of that year in Mai. So I'm going Rascal. I'm gonna let the rest of you fight this one out. I'm going Rascal.
Henry.
I'm gonna go with what I've actually seen, which is gonna be Rascal in this case.
What, you
So-
haven't seen Zoids?
I have not seen.
How have you not seen Zoids?
It's
I
so
know, right?
good.
After us talking about it so much for the last couple
It's
episodes.
better than Steins Gate.
It's
Yeah.
so much better than
Zoids, the classic anime.
So it's sounding like it's 2-2. Is it 2-2?
It's not
No,
yet
no.
fully voted.
No.
I think it's 2-0 right now because we only have 2 official votes.
Yeah.
We have 2 official.
We're being official here.
Clayton.
So I'm gonna vote for the only one that I've actually seen, and I'm gonna vote for Zoids.
So, Clayton, have you seen both of these?
Yes.
I was about to say, oh my god, is this the first where I'm the only one that's seen all of them?
Oh,
I
shit.
haven't seen all of Zoids, but I've
What
seen
are you
Zoids.
talking about? I've seen all of Zoids.
Well, let me tell you. I've seen. Oh, that's true. Jared has seen all of Zoids. Okay. Never
We're not
mind.
counting him right now.
Yeah, you're right.
He has been ruled out of existence
He
by
already
the judge.
voted.
I already voted, though.
Too little, too late.
So
Clayton.
my original argument for voting for Zoids back when it was up against Dragon Ball Z was that I bought a figure, and I never bought any Dragon Ball Z figures.
That's right.
However, I am looking at the buy thing for a My Sakurajima figure right now, and
Haven't done it yet.
no, but I'm going to. It's just like I'm going to vote for Rascal.
Yes.
No, Clayton. No, Joe.
Yes.
We can still swing this. We can still swing him. I think.
It's over. Henry voted for
No,
Rascal.
Henry
No, he
voted
can
for
take
Rascal.
it back.
I will allow take
Back.
back so long as the final vote hasn't been cast. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah. I still think there are still 2 votes that have to be placed here.
Go ahead.
But we
place
know
your
what you're
votes.
voting for.
Clayton.
I'm the weak link here, guys.
Ooh, hold on, what do you think?
Come on.
I watched Rascal in theaters.
That's
You're
a
not making-
recency. This is a recency bias, Clayton.
And which has been quite prevalent through all of this.
You,
I'm-
none
You
of
had
you
no problem
cannot.
in the
None of you
past
can vote
voting
against.
for recency bias or for voting for the.
You are
classic.
right.
Put on those nostalgia glasses because you've had no issue with doing that before. Put them on.
Oh,
All right, Rascal's moved on, Justin.
No,
Get
no,
over
If I
it.
have to,
No.
okay, if I
Hold
have
on.
to take my headset off and walk downstairs right now to turn on either of these anime, I would be turning on Rascal and rewatching the first 3 episodes.
Well,
It was a
was
good
fun
run.
while it lasted.
Zoids had a
I
I
great
gotta vote for
run.
Rascal too.
I'm
I
also
gotta
have to
vote
bring the
Rascal.
world down.
And
Gotta find the
after
next
all that,
meme, boys.
Justin goes and votes for Rascal. Get out of
Hey, you gotta make this episode long somehow.
here.
I'll die alone on my hill.
You die with your beam swords.
I feel the betrayal, but I will absolutely die with beam swords.
Betrayed.
And with that, Rascal
Next
moves
up.
on.
Next up, we have No Game, No Life versus Demon Slayer. Woo!
Oh.
This is tough.
I mean, I know the argument of word game is going to come up again, but
No, we've talked about the pros of No Game, No Life enough, I think.
yeah, okay, fair enough.
I mean, it's
let me
a-
bring up a new one. The
Yeah.
word
It's
game.
understood at this point.
Yes, the word game.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just such a unique show, unique
yes.
art style with everything being oversaturated. I love
Oh,
that
yeah.
everything is designed or decided by games. There's no
Yeah.
actual murder. Unless you've seen the movie, then there's a lot of murder.
Yeah, then it's all murder.
So-
I
Um,
don't know.
I love Shiro. I love Sora. I love Tet. I love Steph. I love them all. I love No Game No Life. I'm a No Game No Life stan. I have no problem
Yes.
admitting this at all. It's
Indeed.
one of my favorite shows of all time, if not my favorite.
Yes.
Listen, if if I had to vote based on which next season I wanted to see more right now,
Oh.
I'm voting No Game No Life. That said, still voting No Game No Life. So there we go.
So to No Game No Life.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Demon Slayer. I think the settings just, and like even if there's some pacing discrepancies, there's just for some people, it never really came to my mind that was the thing. Really, I guess I just enjoyed every episode, so I gotta go Demon Slayer.
I didn't see pacing issues. I love Demon Slayer too.
Yeah, just the world, all the fighting, just everything. It was great.
I'm sitting here on Google Flip a Coin.
No, I
No.
already told you.
No.
No coin flips.
No.
You live with your
choice.
decision.
I
You live with your
haven't
choice.
made. I keep flipping the coin. I don't like the decision every time. These are two shows I can go and watch over and over again.
Yeah,
And
like a second season of either would be great.
I'm going to go hate myself
Clayton,
either way.
let me just remind you of the last of the 10 pledges in No Game No Life. Let's all have
Okay.
fun and play together. Come on, man. Vote for No Game No Life.
Am I going to have fun next round?
Oh, man.
That's why you gotta have fun while you can have the chance, my friend.
Exactly.
Ah.
Plus,
I would say-
I have to have No Game No Life up against Rascal, so it just makes my next round
So-
a living hell.
So what's the votes currently?
I think it's 2-1. No Game No Life ahead. I think
Yeah, I think so. Henry, you went Demon Slayer, and then Joe and I went No
I
Game No
did.
Life.
Yes.
Well, to hold up the trend of this episode, I think I'm going to go against recency bias and go No Game No Life. And hopefully Madhouse is watching
Yes.
the ultimate,
They should be
March
watching
Madness,
The Ultimate March
Yeah.
Madness
or listening to
tournament.
it, excuse me.
Well,
I mean,
good.
what-
then
what
And
they
this
have
will
to
have
say?
them make another season.
Good. That makes my vote completely pointless. So I'm going for Demon Slayer.
Hey.
Nothing is pointless.
Nothing.
You were holding out because you didn't want me to be a swing vote again.
No,
Oh, I like being swing vote. I like
I
crushing
know.
people's hopes and dreams.
I for once wanted to be the swing vote.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
Yes, the tables have turned.
All right,
Plus, that
Clayton.
means I don't owe you a favor in this round, which is
You still owe me a favor.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood versus Gintama.
And you just hear someone slowly getting choked in the background, and they're like, "There's only 4 of us here. It's weird."
What just happened?
Remember Overlord, who supported you in Overlord.
Man, that was weeks ago now at this point.
I supported you in Overlord. I
That was
believe
weeks
in
and a full clip
Overlord.
ago.
Hey, it was a good
Only
move.
one. Only one.
Well, we all know where Clayton's going with this.
Yeah,
one.
I don't know
Yeah.
what else I can say about it. I mean, FMA Brotherhood is the ultimate entry anime. It's the ultimate, hey, you haven't watched any anime? I've got this show. Sit down and watch it. It's pretty good. Gintama memes everything, including the entire anime industry. And not just the entire anime industry. They even meme Japanese politicians. In fact, one of their seasons is highly thought to have gotten taken down because they memed a Japanese politician, and they didn't like that, and they got butthurt. And the show was canceled for a couple of years. Then they came back. And what did they come back? What did they do in the first episode they came back? They memed another Japanese politician.
So,
A shot for shot scene. A shot for shot scene. Fully reenacting a Japanese politician's overreaction apology for being found out for being corrupt.
I remember this.
It is beautiful. You can put the videos side by side and they're almost synced. How
Yeah.
meta is that?
Right.
That is pretty meta.
Well,
from the few episodes that Clayton has shown me of Gintama,
Yeah.
besides the beginning ones, like there's the drunken party one. which might
Yeah.
be one of the funniest things I've ever seen in anime
That
in
was
my
pretty
life.
dang funny.
And there's other ones too, like there's the where they mock the smoking bans or whatever in Japan, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
they had the character just traveling to different planets, memeing so hard on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Human boarding.
But
Human boarding.
Jared.
And then there's the funeral
But
one.
Jared-
Oh my god.
Like,
Hold on,
Jared,
give me a minute. It's so good. It's so funny.
it is good.
It is some of the best memeing in anime I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And you haven't seen a serious arc yet.
I haven't seen a serious arc yet.
No, nor have I.
They
But
are amazing.
Armstrong.
Which
Cut it
one?
off.
Which one?
Wrong.
Alex Lewis.
Alex
And
Louise
Roy
Armstrong or Olivia Armstrong.
Aha. What's this question?
Man, Brotherhood
Where-
is so good.
Where are my
Brotherhood
meme
is
lords?
so dang good, man.
The memes.
I love the memes.
I do love the memes.
Revenge
but
the death of Overlord.
And you know what? People memed Zoids into the next round, into another
Oh,
round that
yes.
should have gone.
Yes.
I don't know what you're
Feel the
talking about,
memes.
Jared. That was
People
a valid-
You
betrayed
have
me with
no
with Steins
room
Gate.
to
That was a
speak.
legitimate vote. I don't know what you're
that
talking
was
about.
a legitimate vote.
With that being said, boys, the meme lord is back. I'm going Gintama.
Wow. I'm a little
You have
shocked
two
that you would
votes.
betray one of your favorite animes, Jared.
It is that good.
I'll do it for the memes.
Oh my
Well.
gosh.
You disappoint me.
You
Too freaking
disappointed
Tama.
me against Steins Gate.
You knew this was coming.
Personal. Oh my god.
March Anime Madness, the show where
It's
friendships
crazy.
end.
Episode madness.
Friendships will be tested and broken.
And yes. Oh my gosh. I would say I love all these points that we're making, but I also haven't seen enough of Gintama. FMA Brotherhood for me.
I
Joe?
regret paying my rent for the year I lived with you, Henry.
All 12 of those months.
That's a lot of money.
So,
That's a lot of money.
look where we've come to again.
Joe
Look where we've arrived.
is
Hi,
the
Joe.
tiebreaker
Hi, buddy.
Oh
again.
my gosh.
No, it's not. I haven't voted yet.
Yeah, you
Also
did,
true.
didn't you?
What were you
Oh.
gonna? Come on.
I thought you did.
We
No.
know. We know.
Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, go ahead, Justin. Surprise us.
That sigh.
This is very
That's
tough.
so
But-
much.
I'm just going back. Oh man, and I'm just remembering that handful of episodes in Full Metal Alchemist where they, with the whole like where the boys was it the Tuckers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just remembering how attached I got to all those characters in that exact moment, and then how just the level of betrayal that you feel whenever her father, Nina's father, turns her into a dog, and just how, oh my god, how I felt terrible that entire time watching that. I gotta go Brotherhood.
That sense has been turned into a meme.
Counterpoint, though. You have this where the Elrics, they tried to bring back their mother. They brought him back as an abomination,
Which was awful.
which was awful. But their mother was still dead. It wasn't actually their mother they brought back.
No.
Gintoki had to literally cut off the head of his father figure.
Mm-hmm.
He was an orphan. He was found on a battlefield by this guy who took him in.
Is this in
Spoiler.
Gintama?
Yes, it's in Gintama.
Yeah, see, at this point you're trying to I've not seen that, so I can't.
I'm trying to give
We
off
have
the
all seen
emotion.
this.
Spoilers.
You.
Well, see, the greatest thing about Gintama is it's not really a show about twists and turns. You know that Gintoki's had a dark past. you might
What if
not
I love
always
twists
understand.
and
I mean,
turns?
I wouldn't say Full Metal Alchemist is a story of twists and turns. I mean, I would say that, this was one particular time where that was the
You know,
case.
and it's not about, you're not all that surprised when the truth is revealed. It's more about the course of time and as you get to know and love the characters and how instead of something that they just show you at the very beginning, even though it doesn't surprise you, you feel it all the more because of what you've seen the characters go through.
Mm.
Well, I already voted.
We have one yet to vote.
It's
vote.
on Joe.
So I just want to say that in the previous rounds, I clearly stated that the meme pushing this and that it was getting out of hand and that I knew it would come to an end and that's why I could meme the way I was. And it doesn't seem like it's coming to an end and it frightens me.
Embrace the memes.
Joe's afraid of what he has created.
And I'm afraid of the power I currently wield.
Don't embrace it. Don't be
over
afraid.
certainly, arguably, one of the best anime of all time. Certainly, no
Yes.
question. And a show I have not seen. I have not seen Gintama. I just want to be very clear that I have not watched this show.
Don't worry,
may
we'll
have
change that.
Voted for that over Samurai Champloo like a crazy person that I am.
Yeah.
But I have not seen the show, and yet here we are again.
Here we are.
Here we
Joe.
are. Oh my gosh.
Same place, a different time.
Yep.
And so then the question now becomes, do I stay true to the memer that I have been this whole time? Or do I stay true to how I feel?
Ah, each round is a new
But deep
round.
down,
Vote how you feel.
in the
Search
black
your feelings.
soul that we all have,
I'm going to get
you are a memer.
Oh!
Did I hear that? Did I hear that correctly?
Oh my god, this is.
Can you
this
repeat
bracket
that,
is
Joe?
broken.
I'm going Gintama. It's done.
Yes!
I owe
die
you
is
another
Bracket is
cookie.
broken. Oh my
Oh
god.
my goodness.
The bracket is busted.
You know, we've broken it.
Oh.
Do I regret it? Nope.
We're not allowed to regret. We're only allowed to move on.
Yep.
That's the only thing we can do.
And I'm pretty sure right now we're about to put Joe in a pretzel here. So, we've got Reach versus ReZero.
I'd like someone to
Mm.
activate my trap card, please.
Monster Reborn!
There's the trap
Yes.
card. Yeah, we push.
Trap hole, and in I go. See? Now everything's better. Now everything is better. I'm just going to slink down here with my whistle.
Just
Ugh.
whistle your answers from the bottom of the hole, okay?
Oh man.
Or Morse code.
Jeez.
Yeah. High note for 1, low note for 0.
Well, I will say I love both of these.
Without a doubt.
And I just
I
started
feel like
rewatching Blue.
so. I'll go
because of
first
it.
on this one because I think this is probably one of the easiest matchups for me.
Yeah, for you. Yeah.
I'm
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna throw my vote out there real quick on this one. ReZero.
Yep, I knew you were doing that.
Mm-hmm.
No surprise there. Oh man. See,
Mm.
Henry, what are you thinking?
I'm torn because
He hasn't seen ReZero.
I haven't, but I've heard like everyone talk about it, and I definitely know it's a show. So
Watch
do
ReZero.
I compare Bleach, which I mean, pretty good, but I don't know if it compares as much to a show that, even though I haven't seen, I definitely can agree that it's good though. So,
Yeah. But can you really vote for a show that you have never seen?
see, this is
The
true,
final- the
but
final-
I've also probably broken that a couple of number of times already. Actually, I think we probably just saw it.
We just saw it in the last round.
Yeah, we literally just saw that.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
There's no proof.
You know,
that
Clayton,
happens.
I can't say either. Oh boy, as rough. It's not that rough, but as rough as it kind of is for me, I'm gonna go 3-0 on this one.
Okay.
ReZero with a quick 2-0.
Mm.
And make a 3 with a punch.
Uh,
I think Justin should go.
You want me to go?
Or actually,
I don't
no.
know.
Let's hear from Joe. Joe.
I'm not ready to go yet.
So I'm just sitting here
now.
staring at my tiny crystal lizard, thinking everything would be so much simpler if I could just vote for Dark Souls.
Yes.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, that is not on the list.
Yeah,
Hold on, I'm still dreaming.
he's not ready to wake up
I'm
yet.
so sorry.
All right. I think that I have to go with Bleach, just because, and there's certainly an amount of nostalgia with it, because again, I talked about how it brought me back into anime and made all of this a possibility. But that being said, it's still a really
It's a
great
good
show,
one.
and it's. I go back and I watch episodes every now and then just for, and I don't know, it's so good, and ReZero doesn't have its second season yet, so
Yeah.
I have so much of Bleach I can watch, and Hat and Clogs is the best.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I'm
I
Bleach.
don't know how Clayton's gonna vote. I have a vague feeling, but I'm gonna just go ahead and do my spiel here. I've gone back and rewatched Bleach, and it holds up.
I was gonna say,
I love
didn't
it.
you just go back and rewatch it after our very first episode of
Yes.
the tournament?
Yes, I have, and I still love it as much as I did when I watched it like 6 years ago. And I can understand exactly why I got back into anime, and it was because of this show. And I've been showing it to Taylor, and she loves this show. And Mr. Hat and Claws is amazing. And I just, they just got done with the episode with where Ichigo breaks the big hammers with the guy that's guarding the gate to.
Yes.
Yes, and it's hilarious, and I love it. And I'm gonna go. This is so tough, but I'm gonna go with Bleach. I don't. I don't enjoy the ending, but with all of the nostalgia, with all of the feels that come back with me just rewatching this show, I'm going with Bleach.
Fair enough.
Google flip a coin won't flip fast enough.
No,
Don't you
No.
dare.
you pick.
The answers are always wrong, though.
Every time.
Head's wrong. Tail's wrong.
Oh,
Heads is wrong.
man, I'm gonna go watch Bleach.
Oh, dude, I highly recommend it.
I mean, ReZero has a great story. I mean, I think one of the best things is Subaru isn't the best person, and you kind of watch him grow and become more of an adult through it.
Yep.
But Aizen stops Ichigo's Bankai with one finger.
Yes, he does.
That was a
And-
twist. That was a
and-
It was.
twist.
That was a
Yeah,
twist
like-
and a half.
It's still like one of the best twists I've seen. Not the best, but it's one of the best.
It's up there.
I
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Bleach because I don't know where the next
Oh,
season
there
is.
it is.
Yes.
Come on, Bleach.
With the upset, Bleach moves on over the number 7 ReZero. Bleach was number 11.
Yep.
For those wondering.
I love the fact that the 11 seed Bleach has gotten this much love because people are just like remembering how good it is.
It's just so good. Like
I absolutely love that.
like that first episode, like where I had to really go back and really care, like because if you go back and re-listen, I almost did vote Black Lagoon.
I
really did.
remember.
Yeah,
I really did. I was like that close. But then I went back, I did a Google search of like all the characters and I saw all of them and I'm like, I love literally all of these characters. They are all amazing. Except for one. Hisugaya. Fuck you. Anyway, it's just so I can't vote against it, honestly. It's such a great show. I love it.
And I wasted the opportunity the one time Henry voted for ReZero.
All right, moving on.
With that being
Oh.
said, over to the other side of the bracket.
This is going to be tough, I think, for all of you, except for myself. Number 1, Cowboy Bebop versus
Oh.
5, Monogatari.
Joe.
Joe.
Joe,
Yes.
Guys,
I know.
understand that Monogatari is a great
I
show.
think we have this,
I've
Joe.
never seen it. I can never vote for a show I've never seen.
That's
enough.
Yeah, this far into the tournament,
fair.
I don't
And-
know if I
And
can.
especially,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
this far in, who
especially
would do
for
that?
That'd
when
be-
going up against what is questionably my favorite anime of all time, I gotta go with Cowboy Bebop, hands down. Like,
Yeah,
not even close.
that being said, I don't know if I can vote for another anime that I haven't seen.
You supported this
okay,
far.
so to
That
be
being-
fair, I've seen probably a dozen episodes of Gintama, which is a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
But
That's
Oh, yeah.
fair. Like, but you've seen it. You have an idea. Of
yeah, I've watched like 3 episodes of Monogatari back when I think one of the seasons was airing, and I didn't realize it was a whole thing, so I was completely lost. So I don't even remember what was going on. That being said, Bebop's a classic. It's one of my favorite animes of all time. Spike is incredible.
Yep.
And
Love
I
Spike.
think everybody sleeps on
Love Jet.
Ein. I love corgis.
Oh yeah, I think it's
It has an
amazing.
incredible soundtrack.
It does.
All true.
I'm
Just
voting Monogatari.
incredible characters all around. I'm going. How
He
dare
snuck
you,
that in
Clayton?
there on
How
you.
dare you, Clayton? Steal my thunder. I'm trying to set up
Henry?
here that I'm going to vote for Cowboy Bebop, and you just have to slip in there, Monogatari.
Yes.
I'm
I was
voting
like, did
Cowboy
anyone else
Bebop.
hear that?
Henry,
Yes.
when I was wanting to get back into watching Monogatari after I'd only watched Bakemonogatari, who was it who gave me the proper order to watch it all in? The best order of everything.
Was it perhaps me?
It was.
Ah, I forgot I did that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I haven't. I know you love this series, and while Cowboy Bebop is a classic, it's one of the best ever made. I know you love Monogatari more.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Clayton. Wait, what's the current count actually?
1-1.
2-1.
Go for the count. 2-1. Ah, let's see here. Yeah. Oh.
It also
goodness.
has your best girl.
This is
I know what I know.
This is you do know what you know, Clayton. Yeah, I think the reasons have been pointed. The way has been set. Monogatari it is for me.
Joseph.
I'm so glad to hear that. And just for the sake of the argument, if you put Cowboy Bebop up against like Samurai Champloo, Trigun, and
Yeah.
like that, I pick Cowboy Bebop over those. It is probably my favorite of those like classics in that group.
Mm.
But I'm going Monogatari. Absolutely,
Alright.
I love it. So
There we
good.
All right. Goes, I think,
Damn.
also just trying to meme his way to get 100.
See,
But
you
Oh.
think
Whatever.
that, but if it comes to it, I'm probably going to vote Monogatari over Hunter x Hunter. It's going to be the worst vote in this whole bracket.
Oh, man.
all right. Next up, ooh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fate Zero versus One Punch Man.
I've been eyeing this one for a while now.
Unlimited
Yeah.
Budget Works versus Madhouse.
No, this
Yeah.
isn't unlimited budget works.
I wish it was.
Well, no, it's
Well, yeah.
it's still the same. It's still the
Yeah.
same studio. That's what I
Give
was
the
going
table.
for.
Yeah. No, I got you, Clayton.
Oh,
I
this
say-
one is a
Wow.
Can we just say right hand side bracket is child's play, left hand side is a murder machine?
yeah.
You say that.
It's
You
full of
say
hate and
that.
anger.
You say that.
No, you have one thing of hate and anger over there. Okay, I'm talking about this
Yeah, I was
whole
about to say,
bracket.
Clayton, we
Yeah.
all know what you're fighting for on the right side. Like,
I feel like I have the only hill to die on the right hand side.
You do. The rest of us are
You
trying to
really do.
die on the left,
oh man.
and it's a slow,
Well,
painful death.
I'm gonna get my
Oh.
opinion out of the way probably because honestly, like I don't know. Looking at this, I actually don't have as big of a toss up as I probably originally thought I was. I mean, the first season of One Punch Man is great. I have not seen the second season, but I don't know, I don't know. I think a lot more of the fights and a lot of the animation and just a lot of the just the characters and all the elements in Fate Zero, I think stick with me a whole lot more. It's close, maybe not as close, so I'm gonna go with Fate Zero for my vote anyway.
I'm gonna get mine out of the way too. I gotta vote for my boy Iskandar, and I'm going Fate Zero. But this is a very hard vote, but not as hard as what's coming.
I'm gonna make this one real quick as well. Iskandar, best boy. I've been thinking about this one for quite a while. Overall, I do enjoy the characters of Fate Zero more. You have Iskandar, you have freaking Gilgamesh, you have the crazy caster. You have King Arthur. You have the assassins in this one, which are even cool. You have Berserker, who takes over freaking Jet. I know I've mentioned that multiple times too. Like, One Punch Man is like both of these shows are excellent, but if you put them like we are in this term, if you put them up against each other, I think I just like the characters more overall in Fate Zero. And I think it has just a better story.
I would say it's always the final showdown between like Emiya and the other guy.
Yes.
I always keep forgetting his name. Shoot.
So I'm assuming you're going Fate Zero.
Yeah, I am, to make this a 3-0 right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I know whatever I vote for isn't going to matter, but I'm going to go ahead and get the spiel here. Once again, this goes back to, I think, literally right after Bleach. I think I started watching Fate Zero. And I think shortly after was One Punch, but I gotta say, yeah, Fate Zero, when I started watching that, I was absolutely blown away. I love One Punch Man. I think it's hilarious, but at the same time, like, it is, at the end of the day, it's essentially just a parody. Like, it's a great show that's taking nothing away from One Punch Man. I enjoy it. I love One Punch Man. But Fate Zero, I just feel like the stakes are a lot more real. The characters are a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say that they're a lot more involved in the story than a lot of the other characters in One Punch Man, I guess. I honestly got to give it to Fate Zero. Yeah. I think honestly, like, like Jared said, Iskandar, best boy.
So, both top tier shows. Personally, for me, I find myself identifying more with One Punch Man characters. Maybe I'm just weird.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Because I've never been in a battle royale tournament where I'm competing to choose.
Some people aren't born a wizard.
I never said they were relatable characters. I just felt they were a lot more invested.
So, but I'm just going off of relatable for me.
Oh, okay.
And I don't really relate with Fate Zero as much as I relate with One Punch Man as a guy who...
That's fair.
He didn't have any powers. And one day he decided he was just going to do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and run, 10 miles every day?
5 kilometers.
5 kilometers.
I thought it was 10 kilometers.
I thought it was
Whatever.
10 kilometers.
10
Either,
a little more than 6 miles.
Whatever. And
and
he trained himself, even as his bones cracked, even as his hair fell out.
Yep.
And while he became comically overpowered, seemingly for no reason, it was something that he had no chance of doing, and he tried, and he got it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So it appeals more to me.
Sure.
And I'm going to have to vote for One Punch Man.
All right.
One Punch.
By a vote of 4 to 1.
And the opening is better.
Yeah,
The first opening
I
is
will
better.
give you that. The opening.
Yeah.
No joke. If this was an opening vote,
Yeah. If this was the top openings, King Kong would probably still win, but One Punch Man would be 2.
There's an idea for another bracket someday. Best
Hey.
openings.
Maybe. All right. Well, Fate Zero moves on 4-1. Next up, we have Hunter x Hunter versus JoJo's Bizarre
Adventure.
This is a tough one,
Oh,
guys. Another tough one.
my
They're all
goodness.
tough ones at this point.
They're all tough.
Do
But
the right thing.
that said, because I don't want to give this too much thought, because otherwise I'm never gonna. Hunter x Hunter. Giving it to him.
Hunter.
Both pretty well. Okay, Hunter x Hunter is longer running than JoJo's, even if you talk about volume of episodes.
Yes.
And oh gosh, I think for me, like as much as I've watched all of JoJo's and I've watched all of Hunter x Hunter, and I think for me, like I think JoJo's had a lot more ups and downs to, like in terms of like how much I was really anticipating like the season or anticipating the episodes or something like that. I mean, first two seasons of JoJo's really solid. Third season really solid.
Yeah.
I think we need to like more like Dominance Unbreakable. I think probably dipped a bit more for me, but then you get used to kind of what's going on there and stuff like that. But I think Hunter x Hunter for me was a lot more like solid, high level, more consistently. So
if I can interject here,
Yeah.
I think for me, everybody's got their favorite Joestar, right?
yeah.
Everybody has a favorite Joestar. No, not everybody loves every single Joestar. I could honestly say, probably.
Yep.
For the most part.
Yeah,
I'd be kinda
Jonathan
surprised.
Joestar, I think, is the weakest from what I've seen so far.
Every Hunter x Hunter character is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that. Right
Yeah.
now. Without a doubt. I enjoy every single character. I enjoy every single character development. I enjoy all the character arcs. I enjoy every single arc. JoJo's is great. And that's not taking anything away from it.
Of course.
But JoJo's, there is some seasons where I'm like, it was okay, but it's still funny.
It's a JoJo show, you know.
It's still JoJo's. It's
Yeah.
great. So it's never bad, but it is never always good. Hunter x Hunter, in my opinion, and feel free to disagree with me, is for the most part always good.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of starts out at like a fairly good level, but then I feel like it kind of just always ramps up.
Yeah.
There. I mean, even just starting off with like, okay, you're out on an island. Okay, there's a kid. Okay, that's cool. Then you get to like, the beginnings of the first exam. And it's like, oh, okay, well, here we are now and stuff like that. And then I'm trying to think. Shoot, what was that? Like picking up. Frick.
Next main
I
arc.
could
after
never.
that
I could
was,
never
like,
remember.
Was them learning to use Nen.
Yeah. Oh, the tower, like the battle tower.
It was
the
island.
battle tower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Kalua's house. Then it was the.
Well,
battle
yeah,
tower.
there was
Yeah. Okay, that's right.
House, which was smaller arc, but yeah,
Yeah.
I was blinking. Yeah, but yeah.
that's a good one still.
But
No,
all in
Kilo's
all,
house was after Battle Tower.
No,
No, it wasn't.
Yes.
no,
Yes.
No,
no.
because they had to get him out to go to the
was.
battle tower.
Yeah.
No, they go to the battle tower. Hang
Well,
on.
okay,
Oh,
this
no, I'm
this
sorry.
fight
I'm
isn't
sorry.
I
about
was
that.
gonna say you are an idiot.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
just
gonna-
watched this.
Yeah, my bad.
yeah, that was after Killua like got
For
himself
some
kicked out of
reason,
the
I was
out of
thinking
the
Battle
exam.
Tower was part of the. Never mind. Yep, never mind. Nope. Never mind.
That's
Sorry.
okay. But in any case, to wrap up my conclusion, because of all the previously stated reasons, I'm gonna go Hunter x Hunter in this one.
I also
3-0
just want
Hunter x Hunter.
to bring up the point again about the power ramp
Yeah,
and how well it's
Yeah.
done in Hunter x Hunter.
it is done extremely well.
It's
It-
done
it
very
keeps
well.
Everyone in the show relevant, and it shows you why the power creep is going on. It's not.
Yep.
It's the best example of well done power creep in
Very done.
any show
Very
I've
well
ever
done.
seen.
Yeah, not just that. There's the fact where they do get like extremely overpowered at moments, like Kurapika in his arc, and then
Oh, God.
Gon in episode 131. And
Yep.
they explain why. It's because they make all these stipulations on how they can get their power, and it's
Yep.
only
And it
useful in those small moments.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Like.
yeah, it's incredible. Like, I love JoJo's. I love Joseph Joestar, Speedwagon.
Best girl.
Yeah, Speedwagon is S tier waifu. S tier.
It's your wife.
S plus tier.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Like,
Ugh.
I was a little iffy on it when they started using stands instead of
Yeah.
Hammond.
For transitioning, making
But
that transition.
the transition, once you get used to it, it's so much fun. They can do so many more
Yeah.
bonkers things with it.
They're
yeah.
really
Yeah,
But then
there's
I
a
see-
dog that can use Stan, and they
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
freaking Jotaro throws it at an enemy to throw him off.
Yes.
Like it's
It's like-
such
yeah.
incredible, just weird things that they do in it, and it's I mean, there's incredible things like this in Hunter x Hunter too.
Yeah.
Like where Gon is just like stalking Hisoka in the
Oh yeah.
Hunter
Yeah.
exam, and
It's
then
so good in the Hunter
and
exam.
then finally just you're like, there's no way he can get his number off of him, but he
Yeah.
does.
Finally, they pull the trigger,
Yeah,
and then it's like, oh shoot! Like he
well,
found the perfect
and
opportunity.
then there's
for
that whole awkward. There's that not even awkward. That whole tense moment where Gon gets stunned. And
Oh, yeah.
Hisoka's just standing over him.
Yeah.
And could easily just kill him right then and there.
Yeah, or worse. I don't know.
But
Wow.
speaking of good power leveling,
Gon.
speaking of good power leveling, though, in JoJo's, every character stand, no matter how powerful it's ranked in certain aspects, can be rendered completely useless by a completely weak stand.
yeah.
For instance, Lovers versus, I don't know if everybody's gotten that far, but Lovers versus all the four main characters, 4 or 5 main characters of part 3, where Lovers is literally one of the weakest stands ever, but it got into Joseph Joestar's head
Oh
And-
yeah.
and it was going berserk.
Yep.
If you hurt the person who is stand, it would go berserk and it could kill and then quickly go to another person's head. And so it is the weakest stand, but for a good portion of time, it was one of the strongest.
Yeah.
And it, through creativity and understanding how people's stands work, that is the key in who wins in JoJo.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just pure power battle.
I don't
No,
think
and-
anybody
and we
here
were
was
saying
saying that.
No.
Yeah.
Joe was just saying like the power creep in Hunter x Hunter is
Is very good.
probably some of the best, if not the best.
Yeah.
Because
and to what you're saying, Clayton, I understand where like the creativity, and that's a huge part of the Hunter x Hunter power group.
Yeah.
They have to create their powers, and they put like different like restrictions and other things on it to make it unique to those characters. It's actually probably a very similar thing to what you're explaining.
Yes.
it is,
Yeah.
yeah, it's very
That's
similar.
right.
That's what makes I know Hunter x Hunter's already moved on here, but
Yeah.
Hmm.
this is an extremely hard vote for me even at this point.
Yeah.
And
Well-
I've been watching both of these shows within the last like 6 months too. Like so
Yeah.
there's definitely like no recency bias towards one or the other.
No, I wouldn't say so either. I've seen both. I even went back and rewatched the show, and I still got it mixed up on when the battle tower happened. But anyway, one makes mistakes. There you are.
There was a tower in the Hunter exam, so I'll
Yeah,
give you
there
that.
was.
okay, that's right. There was. All right, I got it. There we go. All right. Well,
Okay. I've spent enough time on this one.
Yeah.
Just to make myself feel better since Hunter x Hunter's moved on, I'm gonna go JoJo's.
Hey.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm going to go Naisu and tactically run away and vote for JoJo's.
Nice.
All right. Well, Hunter x Hunter moves on.
Felt the
With
nice.
3-2, even though technically it was probably more like a 4-1, but
I really don't know. If it had come down to me having to choose who moves on, I don't know who I could have picked.
Hey,
anyway,
meme votes
that
count.
doesn't matter.
So
Next up, we have Trigun
Oh my
versus
gosh.
My Hero Academia.
Boku no Hero Academia.
So
Yikes.
both
Yeah.
of these are excellent. Obviously, one has an ending and one is still ongoing. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just my recency bias glasses, but I'm going My Hero on this one early, boys.
Yeah.
I love My Hero Academia. Not to take anything away from Trigun or like the run it's been on, it took down Naruto and One Piece so far.
Yeah. It did.
that hurts me. A little bit.
It hurts me too, but I just love My Hero.
Yeah. I mean, I know.
And
I've
I honestly think it's probably because of more recency bias than anything.
Yeah. No, I agree. Oh man. So I know I've voted against Trigun in like every round, but that's because I've literally, it's because it literally has gone up against so many, like the two anime that it has gone up against. I've loved the shit out of them, and that doesn't mean I don't love Trigun. I love Trigun, but it all comes back to like what I discussed last time. Trigun, I like a lot of the characters, but I don't like all of the characters. My Hero Academia, I love, once again, all the characters. I love the story. I love the direction that it's going in. I love all the color. I love all the unique quirks. I gotta go with My Hero Academia.
And I love United States of Smash.
And of
United States of Smash!
Why would you say that to me right now?
I think just on that comment alone, I'm also gonna have to go with My Hero Academia. I really need to go revisit Trigun.
Yeah.
Oh
my
But for right now,
I recommend it.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Trigun does not deserve to be forewarned. I'm voting.
It's not going to be 4-1 because
Well, I
haven't
voted Trigun,
voted.
so
yeah, I
We'll
haven't
see.
voted for My Hero yet, and I love My Hero, and unfortunately, it's continuing. So Trigun.
And unfortunately, he says I love it. But
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my God.
It's unfortunate because it's great, but it's going against Trigun, and if I have to watch one of the two, I'll watch Trigun. I own Trigun. I don't own My Hero Academia.
fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that
Yeah.
concludes the Elite Eight portion.
Yep, the
Of the
Elite Eight
tournament.
is now finished. We're going to take a quick break here and have a word from our sponsor.
Hey, everybody. Jared here with today's sponsor of our podcast, Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership, and it's everything you need to make a podcast in one convenient place. And in fact, it's the only hosting website that we use here at Talk Anime. We love Anchor. So go ahead and download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Again, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And now, back to the show. And we're back.
We're back.
Hey.
Where are we at?
We're back.
So we're down to the final 8 anime.
Final eight?
We're going into our 4 matchups here.
They're battling out for the final 4.
Yep. And then we're gonna determine the champion after that.
Yep. All right. Well,
Oh,
let's.
boy.
You
Here
know
we
what,
go.
Jared? I want to mix it up a little bit. I
Yeah,
want to mix
go
it
ahead.
up. Let's start off with let's start off Gintama versus Bleach.
Wow. Ooh, this isn't spiteful at all.
That seems spiteful.
This is very spiteful.
Fightful. This is just I want to mix things up.
Oh man.
Right.
Oh man, I'm wondering
So,
how much.
We've
how
all
much
This has
heard.
become-
episodes-
Go ahead.
I was
I
gonna say
think we've heard
we've
all
all
the
heard the arguments for all of these shows so many times, and it doesn't
Yeah.
make these decisions any easier at all.
No.
Gintama for the memes, Bleach for the epic fights, Gintama for epic fights that I have yet to
Yes.
see.
yeah.
There are
Yeah.
more memes and epic fights for Gintama. There's
I-
just epic fights for Bleach.
I don't agree
Bleach
with that.
holds
It's
like
good
a lot of
story.
nostalgia though too.
There's an excellent story behind Bleach.
I didn't say it didn't have a good story. I
No,
just
no,
said
no,
there's
no.
no
I resent
memes for
that statement.
Gintama.
Nobody said anything about the story for Bleach.
I know, but he was just saying that all that Bleach offers is good fight.
No,
Ah.
that's not all.
Can't
It does
we
have a
all
great story.
No.
That's what I said.
And
that's
it-
literally what I just
yeah.
said.
It's time for blood.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, go. Bring blood. Bring blood.
Ah.
Oof.
Bleach has the anime music videos from back when
does.
YouTube first started that brings back all these memories.
I
gotta flooding back, but like
I'm going for it. Bleach.
Yeah.
I like Bleach, but I like memes more. And I really think like I'm going to get into Gintama more once I'm finished with Hunter x Hunter. I only have maybe 10 episodes left of that, if that.
Yeah, you don't have very many to go.
No, I don't. And Gintama's next on the list because I've already started it.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to get to some of the serious arcs here, and I don't want to look back on this tournament and regret being like, man, I should have voted for Gintama. So
Man,
I'm
I'm an
gonna,
idiot.
yeah, I'm gonna continue the trend. I'm voting for Gintama.
All right.
You mentioned the nostalgia with the AMV. Yeah, that did just bring back a whole bunch of memories.
Right?
Shoot.
So good.
Oh, and I just remember like the first time.
AMVs aren't anime.
No, they're not, but they are from
True.
the anime, and it just.
But they are
it's
from
just-
the anime.
Stop
They-
it.
from the
No,
anime.
no good points. No good points.
Despite the no good pointness that we are making here, I'm also just remembering the first time you ever see like Hollow make his rear
Yes.
head, and I gotta go Bleach.
Yep.
Bleach. It's tough for me.
2-2.
I didn't want this vote this time.
I haven't voted yet.
Well, true, you haven't. It's 2-1.
Oh,
Is it now?
I haven't
Is
voted
it-
yet.
is it?
Plot twist: Clayton's gonna vote for Bleach.
And Joe's gonna vote for
Tune in
Gintama.
next week.
Oh man.
Oh, I've pushed it to this point,
Keep
Can't
rolling
take
that
that
rock
now.
up the hill.
but it's against something I love so much. Oh, it hurts me so much.
Embrace
Joe,
the
don't
anger.
do it. Joe, don't do it.
Embrace the anger. Become the meme.
Don't you dare, Joe.
Become the
I
meme
can't.
lord.
I can't. It's
Become the
gone
meme.
beyond what I can do. It's gone beyond what I can do.
This is where you push
can't
even
have
further
me be the-
beyond.
You can't
Go
have me be
plus
the deciding
ultra.
one on this. I
Joe,
can't.
don't do it.
It's
You
not
can.
gonna
Got
happen.
this
I
far.
can't.
You can't
You
back
can,
it
you
out
can.
now.
I
can.
have to go Bleach. I can't not go Bleach. I'm the one that pushed it to this point. I pushed Bleach to this point. I pushed Gintama to this point, and I didn't want this. You should have let me vote first. You should have let me vote first.
Oh
I'm
my
obviously
God,
voting
okay.
Gintama.
Woo.
Oh,
Woo.
I tried, Clayton.
I-
And I can live with this now that I voted for Gintama.
Yeah.
What's kind of a shame is it felt like more of Gintama, even though it was a 5 seed, being an underdog to an 11 seed.
Well, Bleach has honestly felt like that since the first round. Like, people
Yeah.
just started remembering Bleach and then, like, being like, oh yeah, this was really freaking good.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a shock that it was even at 11. It was like it's like that one. It's like an NCAA. they you think that they're not good, but they have a pretty decent schedule, and they somehow make it so far in the tournament.
No, it's like
Yeah,
that team
yeah,
that's
yeah.
just filled with all seniors. And you're just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, they're older, but they're great.
Anyway,
What's next on the carousel of randomness here? What are we going
let's
for?
go
Yes,
with
air quotes,
Monogatari
random.
versus Fate Zero.
Monogatari versus Fate Zero?
Monogatari versus Fate Zero. The number
so
3
much
Fate
pain.
Zero versus Monogatari number 5.
Iskandor is my man, but I'm still going Monogatari. I'm gonna lay here in pain for a while. You guys can.
Iskandor is my man, and I'm going with Iskandor. Fate
Okay.
Zero.
Joe,
Listen.
Once
you do what you
again,
have
as
to
I've
do.
always said, Iskandor is best boy. Therefore, Fate Zero.
Therefore, Fate Zero.
Joe,
Oh goodness.
Joe.
Listen,
You
I did all
betrayed
I
me.
could for you. You betrayed me first.
you betrayed me, Joe.
You betrayed me first with Hunter x Hunter. I don't want to hear it.
And here's the
I
real
brought you to this
pain.
point.
Here's
I
the real
brought you
pain,
this point.
Joe. I still
It's-
support you.
It does hurt. It does hurt a lot.
Monogatari is better.
Oh,
Screw Iskandar.
Oh, God.
No,
Oh,
please.
no.
It's so hateful.
Oh my! No, please,
Henry.
come on.
Henry,
Oh
this is
my.
on you
Henry.
now.
I
Henry.
need like a
the
good 5
complexity of
seconds
the
to.
plot. It's better.
I
It
need
is
like
a
I need
better
like a good
show.
like
It
10
is not
seconds
better.
to
I disagree.
try and comprehend what is even going on here.
I
Yeah,
need to.
nope,
I need to. I
I'm
just need to
feeling it.
let this sit for a second.
Yeah, so like you heard in the
let's
in the
marinate
first
a
half
little.
of the episode, Fate Zero, you have Iskandar, best boy. He's
Mhm.
just they capture Alexander the Great perfectly with how
Versus 5 or 6
charismatic-
candidates for best
Yes.
girl. One best boy versus 5 or 6 best girls.
Listen.
Araragi-kun?
Don't you
Especially
Araragi.
Araragi-kun.
don't you sleep on Saber?
Yeah,
Oh.
don't sleep on Saber.
No, I'm sorry. That's wrong.
I don't know. I think for me, the best way I can try to think about deciding this is that I think it comes down to the final fight between Emiya and Kotomine versus. I'm trying to think of like another really good scene in I don't know, just like any of the really just just wacky out of the like just exaggerated
The
fights that you
toothbrush
have.
scene.
The toothbrush
Just the
scene,
toothbrush.
the
Which
fight
is-
against the one-armed monkey.
Pure gold, by the way.
Oh man, the fight against the monkey's paw, so
Oh, the
good.
monkey-
Oh, so
yeah.
great.
That was a great. That was great.
Brutal, grindy.
Yeah. Oh, I love this show so much. It's bringing me out of my horrible funk of nonsense.
The way is clear, Henry.
Is it though? Let's
It
see.
is.
No, it's not, Henry. It's filled
Oh.
with murkiness.
Come over to the waifu side.
Come over to the
That's
best
not even
boy side.
But it's not even just about the
Oh my
waifus.
God.
It's not. I'm talking it up, but it's a really deep show.
Monogatari.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
This
I
I
saddens
support
me.
you, Joe. I
Uh,
support you.
I'm
Alright.
also saddened. I was made. I was the one who made this.
Next up, we have Hunter x Hunter
Oh my
versus
goodness.
My Hero Academia.
This has the opportunity for a lot of pain. A
Yep.
lot of pain.
It does.
Yep.
So on one side we have Hunter x Hunter, which I feel like every single episode is excellent. I don't think there's a bad episode in Hunter x Hunter.
Hmm.
And I think the plot moves along at an excellent pace through every arc that they go through. You get great character development from almost every single main character in the show, where they just take over an arc. Like Kurapika's, or you have
Yeah.
like Killua's, huh?
Kurapika, Kurapita.
Karapika?
Kurapika.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's alright, I guess.
Like
I don't know.
I love My Hero Academia. It has some incredible moments, like Deku versus Overhaul, where Deku's actually able to go at 100% and just messes
Yeah.
him up.
Yeah.
Or,
Overhaul, great villain.
Yeah, Overhaul is
Yeah.
a freaking great villain.
The first really amazing villain. Not super one-dimensional like One for All.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though that fight with All Might and
Yeah.
One for All,
Is
Or-
amazing.
yeah,
Oh my god.
I mean,
yeah.
But it's more
That's-
straightforward.
or All for One, I mean.
That's
Yeah.
the way that they are. Like you have All Might, who's 100% and good, and One for All bad,
Yeah,
and then everyone else is kind of in between, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, there's-
Um,
And then you have like a million good characters in My Hero Academia with different
Yeah.
interesting quirks.
but you
Um,
got so
but-
many damn good characters in Hunter x Hunter too.
I know. Let me get to this. This is all part of my argument for my decision.
Go ahead.
This is all part of his argument.
But the power creep issues that pop up in My Hero Academia are real. They do not
That's
keep
true.
great pacing with all the characters. I mean,
No.
hell, the whole Overhaul arc, and even before that, like Bakuga
Yeah.
and I'm blanking on the Fire and Ice.
Bakugo and
Shoto? Wait.
Shoto.
It's Shoto.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
like
Bakugo
they
Shoto.
barely touch on like two of the strongest characters.
Todoroki.
Todoroki,
Yeah.
there we go.
Todoroki.
Thank you. Like, and I feel like that is a damn shame that they haven't touched on that. I'm sure they'll get there at some point.
Yeah.
But when they do touch on them, it's very impactful.
It is impactful, but like they just don't bring them up enough. They don't bring up a lot of the other characters into these arcs where I want to see more, you know? And I'm sure it's coming. Like it's
Yeah,
not a completed show, obviously.
Well, and you got to understand too is that Hunter x Hunter is, there isn't really like there's a set of main characters.
Yeah.
My Hero is
Has
the story
has
of Izuku
much more.
Midori.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Well,
so it should
Hunter x
make
Hunter
sense.
is really the story of Gon.
Yeah,
Right,
I would
kinda,
argue
but
it is about Gon,
Yeah.
but they
But-
make like the four of them very central to the story.
yes.
yeah, that's the thing is that with My Hero, this is literally about how Izuku Midoriya becomes the strongest hero, the best hero
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
of out of everybody.
Yeah, and I get that.
So, of
I want to
course-
see more. If I want to
well,
compare
okay,
these,
well,
My Hero
hang on.
feels more like Naruto than
Yeah.
anything
Well,
else.
okay.
I would say.
Right. My argument is that of course he's going to be there. Of course, I think to me, I think I can kind of go past the power scaling
Yeah,
because of the fact that it is supposed to be how he becomes the best hero of all time.
that's fair.
So for me, it's not some. I can at least like yes, it does have power scaling issues. Yes, there are characters that you do like, but they're not the main focus. There's obviously, with Hunter x Hunter, there is his story, which is central to the whole plot, but everybody else has their own stories, which
Yeah.
can also be part of the plot overall.
The only thing
And
is,
so-
like in Hunter x Hunter, it never feels like they lose a character.
Right.
And in
right.
My Hero, I definitely feel like a lot of them get lost in the shuffle.
Right. And I think again, like I said, that in and of itself is part of, the story, I think, to be
And-
honest.
and I will put it in My Hero Academia. They have a wide cast because part of it is to show off the society and the different quirks that they
Yeah.
have. So not every
Yeah.
character is meant to be fully flushed out.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'll also say that part of Deku, like it seems like to me, one of the problems I have with Deku's growth is it relies so heavily on One for All,
Yeah.
Mhm.
as opposed to like where they set him up at the beginning. Sure, he gets this quirk, but part of his strength is his ability to learn. He studies.
Right, yeah.
He
No, that's
he's
true.
so
Yeah.
infatuated with other
valid.
quirks, and it's moved away from that where he almost
Yeah.
never does that anymore. It's just all on the strength that he gained.
Yeah.
Right.
Which,
Kinda
yeah,
like
that
how
is
Batman
actually a
is
great
supposed to be
point,
the
Joe.
world's
I didn't
greatest
even think about
detective,
making
but he's
that.
not the world's greatest detective, really.
What was that?
I said kind of like how Batman is supposed to be the world's greatest detective, but
Right,
when's the last time
exactly.
you've ever seen him do a world's greatest detective?
Yeah.
Right. And I like that part of Deku and his character because it gave him the uniqueness of it. It wasn't just that he had this incredible power.
Right.
There was more, and that's what made him on equal level, even though he couldn't fully use his power all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And take nothing
with-
away because I love My Hero.
Yeah, I'd love it too. With all this being said, I think Hunter x Hunter overall is just a better show with better
So wait.
characters.
Joe, who did you vote for?
Oh, I'm voting for Hunter x Hunter.
I'm voting for Hunter x Hunter as well.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh man.
I have betrayed My Hero 3 rounds in a row.
Come to an easy one.
Yeah, I haven't watched nearly as much of Hunter x Hunter as I have My Hero. I've listened to the arguments, but My Hero.
Perfectly
Jeez.
reasonable.
Yeah,
God. Oh man.
I
I've watched all available episodes of both shows.
no, same here.
Have you really watched all available episodes? Did you watch the 2001 version of Hunter x Hunter?
I did.
Oh.
Ah, brother.
I have not.
Yo,
Brother.
I have.
It does not have as good a pacing as the 2000.
No, it does not.
Oh man, I want
My
to say
hero
something.
has
So
a
I'm not
meaningless
the swing
season.
vote, but oh man.
Yeah, I don't want to throw a vote out and be wrong is my thing.
Everybody's wrong. There's no
Yeah.
right
I
person.
know. Very
Make a
wrong
choice.
out.
Oh man.
Oh.
If you had to go watch one episode of either show right now, which one?
I can't even
131
say.
easy.
I would say
Yeah.
one, but then
I don't even know.
I say if you want to watch one single episode of either show, it's easy. It's 131 of Hunter x Hunter.
And if you had to watch one episode of either,
Yes,
that's the
one episode.
Yeah.
United States of Smash.
I don't even know if I would pick
It doesn't
United
have the
States of
build-up.
Smash.
no, I don't even think I'd pick that one either.
I think I would pick the fight with Deku and Overhaul.
I'd probably
yeah.
pick United States of Smash.
But United States of Smash was freaking epic. So it could be a toss-up. Where in Hunter x Hunter, I think there's a clear best
I
episode.
don't know. You're
The reason I would pick
Rask,
United
you're
States
really
of Smash over
underrating that whole the back at the very beginning when was it Deku versus fucking
Todoroki.
not
Wait,
Todoroki.
do you mean
No,
the
no, no, no.
the
before
tournament?
that even versus Kacchan in
that
the
was a
big
great
tower.
fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good
fun.
one too.
that's an amazing fight.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
then the
yeah,
Todoroki
yeah.
fight. And then the
Also the
Deku
Todoroki.
Overhaul fight.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
then,
there's
and
also
then
the
the United
Stain
States
fight.
of
Uh,
Smash.
And
The
then there's
reason I
Stain
go
fight.
for United States of Smash is because that is essentially the end of All Might's arc as somebody who can do something other than
Yeah.
be emotional support. So it has a bit
Yeah.
more impact
Mm.
than another person who falls in front of Deku. I will say that the fight with Overhaul is better,
To
but I would say that the United States of Smash one had more of an impact.
right.
It's
and,
funny that you say that, Clay, because the 131 episode
Yeah.
is
I was-
literally like where it's an end of an arc for the main character. Like it literally cuts him out of the show for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just an epic episode with like Gon just snaps
Yeah.
It's
because
a-
somebody close to him can't be brought back.
It's
Yeah.
a
Hopes
build
and
up.
dreams
It's
and
a
Nash.
It has a
terrifying.
buildup of like 30 episodes,
Yeah.
which is in like or more than 30 episodes.
it's
like
more than
Yeah.
30.
it's like a buildup of like 40 some episodes,
yeah,
40 to
episode
50 some
131 was
episodes. It's
really good.
insane.
And if we're
Oh,
just talking
man.
fights, I mean, there's Chairman versus Netero.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
oh my god.
so good.
Like just his like the Chairman's just the giant Nen Buddha and those
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
hundreds of arms and just like.
And then his final play in that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which ends up winning eventually.
yeah,
Just
eventually
pick one.
it was the end game, which was played.
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
No
What's
spoilers.
the votes currently? You think it's 2-1?
2-2.
2-2.
Two-
Yeah.
think,
Oh,
right?
wait.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, did Justin already?
Oh
vote?
no, I didn't vote.
No,
I was gonna say.
no.
No, I think it's 2-1.
I think
2-1.
I'm trying to compete with Justin to see who's going to be the swing vote or who's not going to be the swing vote. I guess.
Oh, this hurts.
I mean, before we were talking about all the hero fights, I was like, oh yeah, okay, I'm leaning that way. But then I went ahead and brought up the Chairman fight. And I'm like, ah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
shit. Frick.
Then
Yeah,
how
you
about
know-
the moment where Deku first actually uses his power to save somebody? Where he goes up against a boss that it's not going to do anything for him.
Yeah.
He has no reason to do this. No reason at all. But he still jumps and breaks his legs and then punches the giant ass robot in the face and
That's
breaks his arm. And then as he's falling, he's desperately trying to do anything to get a point.
Yeah.
At that point,
Ah.
he thought his hero arc was done.
Mm. God dang it.
Yeah.
Oh. Why does it have to be so hard?
And here I'm just remembering like also the all the Phantom Troop fights. And,
Phantom
like,
Troop
that-
fights.
that arc as
Yeah.
well, like
Fights are
Rakuta
so
versus
good.
the giant guy who's like he's a bear, but he's actually like a smart bear.
Yeah.
Just remember the build up on him too, Henry, where he
Oh,
took
yeah.
out all the
Like all
but not me. I don't
the
have to remember
mercenaries
that
and like
yeah, and then his fight where he
Yeah.
just like chomps that guy's face in half,
oh,
and then
yeah.
spits
Yeah.
out a
Moment.
piece of his skull to kill
Yeah.
the other guy.
yes, yes.
Okay,
I
yes.
remember that.
I
So
think we need to
epic.
call a vote.
Yeah.
We can keep going back and forth
Oh,
forever,
you
but
know,
there's still more to the episode.
in that case, yeah, pulling the trigger. I'm gonna go hero.
You're going hero.
I'm gonna go hero.
2-2.
Oh man, is it on me?
Justin,
Yeah.
this is on you,
I
bud.
It's the
am
one I
sorry.
don't want.
United
sorry.
States of Smash.
Mm,
Oh my goodness.
Pito!
Also, one of the
I
most
really the one I don't
underrated.
want. I
one
know
of the
I've
most
wanted to be the
underrated
swing vote on
fights.
many a time, but this one really do not.
Not this one.
I
What do you
feel
think of this
that.
Oh, this hurts.
I wouldn't want
This
to be the swing vote on this one either.
This
I
hurts
wouldn't
so
mind
bad. Oh my god. Oh man. The one flaw that I can see in My Hero Academia is that, unlike Hunter x Hunter, it does have a lot of downtime in between a lot of their arcs.
This is true. Hunter x Hunter's pretty much bang,
Hunter
bang,
x Hunter is
bang,
constant
moving the
action,
plot forward.
constantly building on its own plots. I gotta go with Hunter x Hunter.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Oh,
Poorly.
I'm gonna hide under
He
my
really
blanket
has
for a hot second. Last we got Rascal versus I can't
Game,
read.
No Life.
No
No
game,
Game,
no
No
life.
Life.
You go. I'll be back in a minute.
I'm actually so
Yeah.
freaking happy that Hunter x Hunter won because I think it's a
Oh.
better show. I really do.
This
Oh.
one's not a competition for me. No Game No Life is great. Rascal wins for me. For me.
So after I made my whole spiel with the Hunter x Hunter winning, I kind of tuned out some stuff for a while there while I was looking at this matchup and just glancing up at it. I really love both of these shows.
But Rascal has ended.
Rascal
At a
does
good point.
have a good ending point right now, where No Game
That
No
just
Life.
means
I don't know if we'll ever get more.
No Game No Life has infinite potential.
It does.
Also, I'm going No Game No Life to even it out.
Yeah, I figured. No Game No Life.
It's not getting a season 2.
It very well
Don't
still
you
could.
put that evil on me.
Yeah.
Look, I hold out hope too. What Madhouse
say it.
giveth and Madhouse taketh away.
Listen, don't you jinx it here to try and get votes. You hear me?
Yeah. Rascal is a special show. Is very good. It had a great ending with the movie. No Game No Life just holds a special place in my heart as one of my favorite shows. I own so much merchandise for this show. It's ridiculous.
Worth.
This is one of the few anime that I can just put on at any time and just fully engrossed, watch it all the way through that evening.
But Jared,
that's not taking
Rascal
anything. I know.
Rascal made you care about a little sister character.
Yeah, I like the little sister character is actually really good in it.
It was one of the most heartbreaking arcs ever.
Yes, but it also went up against Anohana, which has more feels than Rascal. I just like Rascal.
Yes,
more
but it's
overall.
not going up against Anohana now. It's
I
going
know, but
No
I
Game
know.
No Life.
I'm just saying it doesn't have as many feels. Now, No Game No Life doesn't really have feels like that.
No,
It's just
no,
it's
One
so
or two
clever.
places,
it's a
but-
power trip.
Yeah. And I wanted to make an argument for the dialogue, but I think the dialogue in No Game No Life is great.
It is. It's not.
It's not as
the
good
chemistry
as Rascal's,
between
but it is good.
Sakurajima
That being
and
said,
Mid-
I'm going No Game No Life. It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah.
Like,
Welcome
and,
to the dark side.
and that's not
Suck-
taking anything away from Rascal. Rascal's become one of my favorite shows as well. But No Game No Life is just a special show to me.
Yeah.
Did we vote?
It's 2-0, no game, no life right now. Joe
no,
and I
it's
voted.
2-1.
2-1.
It's 2-1.
Sorry.
Okay. I've decided to rejoin after crying under my blanket here for a minute.
Rejoice, you can vote for Rascal and continue on.
Wait,
Or no
is
game,
it?
no life. There
So
are
it's
2 options.
2-0, no game right now?
No, it's 2-1,
Yep.
no game.
2-1.
2-1.
I'm gonna go with Rascal. Just thinking about the dialogue, and
Oh
I mean,
my
I
God.
think I remember Clayton like when we watched the first episode, like one of the first times I was
Do
like,
I have another
kinda
tiebreaker?
like-
Yes.
again?
He's like, I gotta go
Kinda like
take a break
Atari,
from that
isn't
last
it?
tiebreaker. All right, I'm back. What's up? You have a tiebreaker.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Jackson.
All right. Well, this one doesn't
Remember the
hurt
movie.
nearly as bad. I love Rascal. It's great. I love the dialogue. Clayton makes a very valid point that the sister character is has a very heartbreaking I guess arc ? Even though it's only one season, so I don't know if you'd really call it that.
It's a bunch of mini arcs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they're done
Um,
very well.
I really feel for all the characters. That said, no game, no life. Once again, I think consistently, I have said that the animation of No Game, No Life is something that I find amazing. I love the oversaturation of colors. I love the creativity of the show. I gotta go No Game, No Life.
Mhm.
I had a boy.
Yeah, I gotta go No Game, No Life. And that's not Rascal. I don't like Rascal. I really do enjoy Rascal, but overall, I would say, No Game, No Life.
Well, my top 2 are out. I'm out for blood now.
Oh boy,
I'm not taking no names. I'm
All
all
right,
out of
we're down to
bubblegum.
the final 4.
Clayton's all out of bubble gum.
This is both
Oh,
a great
shit.
and terrible situation for me.
Yeah, I know. It's Joe's like top 2.
This is like a nightmare. It's got my top 2. It's got no game. It's got Bleach. Like I'm just I'm
You're
ready
high
to
on the hog
rise.
there, Joe.
Yeah, I feel like
This
this
is-
was all Joe's ultimate. Man, I feel like all.
It was my ultimate plan,
Joe likes
and then
all
I
these
got
movies.
it was my plan to get the gold, and I got the gold in my hand, and then I just, what do I spend it on though? What do I spend it on?
It's like Plankton once he gets the secret formula. I
That's
never
right.
thought I'd get this far.
I have no plan now.
Let's do
Oh my gosh.
No Game, No
hang on.
Life and Bleach first.
All right, Well, here we are.
I'm
Here
gonna
we
throw
are.
this one out real quick. No Game, No Life.
Yeah, I figured
It's
that
not even
much.
close for
Voting
me.
against Bleach every time.
Bleach beat Gintama, and in memory of Gintama, Bleach.
Wow.
He wants the thing that toppled it to go all the way.
Yeah.
I'm out to see the world burn. Bleach is winning this.
I would have
Some men just
zero
watch
problem
the
with that.
word burn, Mr.
Oh.
Wayne.
Like, I'll be honest. Through this whole thing, there have been many, many hard votes. But like the last round, Gintama versus Bleach, though there's one that I clearly prefer. Like just the thought of voting against Bleach, because it's the first one where I really, really had to decide not Bleach. ReZero was very close. But like it's just like to decide like to think about me not voting against Bleach, and I could not do it. Like I physically cannot vote against Bleach right now, and I'm going Bleach again. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do next round.
I don't know what you're gonna do either.
I support you, Joe.
Yeah. Boy.
Heck.
Yeah. So what are we at? 1-1? 2-1?
I think we're
2-1.
at 1.
2-1.
2-1.
2 Bleaches.
Two Bleach,
One.
one no game.
Yeah.
I don't expect No Game to move on personally.
Hmm.
If this is shaken out differently, it probably would have had my vote.
How? If it had shaken out
Nah,
differently,
this one is way.
Yeah.
No,
I'm over.
no. What I'm talking about is the top bracket.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's what
okay.
I also took that into consideration as well. I thought if I voted Rascal, I thought Rascal could potentially beat Bleach,
Yeah.
but I had to
Yes.
go with my heart on that one.
No, I'm sorry. I'm overthinking this one too much. I love No Game No Life. I think it's very pretty. I think the story is great, but Bleach just, for whatever reason, just continues despite the absolute betrayal that is the ending. It just continues to just hold that special place in my heart. I gotta go with Bleach.
Yeah, I also have to agree on all those previous made points and go Bleach. As
Or one.
pretty as the
That's
show is,
not
I mean.
shocking to me, to be honest.
Uh,
The way that Bleach has just been like steamrolling through this.
This
And Bleach is the
amazing.
only thing
Bleach
that
is
beats
nostalgia
just
factor.
rolling everybody.
It's the only thing to beat Gintama.
Yeah,
It's
it's true.
Moving
Yeah.
on.
Moving
Monogatari versus Hunter
Monogatari.
Hunter.
I'll be real right now,
For
boys.
4 of
This
us,
is my-
this is going to be difficult. For
this
one
is-
of us, this is not.
No, I
This is
think
my personal
I
hell.
think for 2 of us it's not, Justin. I'm going Hunter
Oh, really?
Hunter.
All right.
It's easy for
All right.
me. I haven't seen Monogatari.
Nothing. Hunter x Hunter takes
Yeah,
the quick
can't-
jump.
Can't vote for something you haven't seen now.
Yeah.
I support you, Joe.
This is my own personal hell. I want you all to know that.
Yeah.
I
I-
support
that-
you.
this is what I've been
Sorry,
waiting for.
Like
Oh,
the 3 of them versus each other. Like, because whichever one I vote for now, then just has to go for Bleach. There's no winning.
I
I've
support you,
won and
Joe.
lost simultaneously in all of this.
I'm dragging you down this road with me. It's going to be Monogatari. That is my vote.
I'm down a road of
You did
Henry?
this to yourself, Joe.
Henry,
What? Henry?
pick
Did I hear
quickly
my
before
name?
Joe does.
Monogatari.
2-2, Joe.
Are you sure
Oh.
that's the vote you want to go for, Henry?
Yeah, if you, will you give me 10 more seconds?
Yes. I will give
No.
you 10 more seconds if you
Yes.
Denied.
if that could
Objection.
potentially
Overruled.
be a vote
Overruled.
for Hunter
The
Hunter.
hosts of the show have overruled you.
But the person with the gavel can make the decision.
Yes. Therefore, I have it.
excuse me. Let's not pretend someone
You
else
know,
has the
I'm
gavel.
also remembering the three prequel movies of like how Kishot met Aragi and just the nonsense and just over the top ridiculousness that ensued through all of those episodes. And man, I'm just,
I purchased the book because it didn't come out with that soon enough for the prequel stuff. So just,
I don't know.
Just to put that out there.
I am a sucker for just silky smooth animation among other such aspects. So, yeah, no, sorry, Jared. The 10 seconds didn't help you.
That's
Still
fair.
Monogatari. Still Monogatari.
Down! I want more.
2-2, Joe.
Listen. I know what I have to vote. I just don't know how I can do it.
It's easy. You say the word. Monogatari.
Words. Words.
Lord.
Hunter, Hunter.
Coming into this, I didn't expect Monogatari to make it this far. I honestly thought I would be one of the few get knocked out by Cowboy Bebop or something like. I didn't think
Yeah.
I'd get to this point. Okay, I thought I was gonna have to be all in for Hunter x Hunter because it was gonna be my last gasp of breath, and that's not what happened. And
And then he realized that all of us.
my
Thanks.
planning and fighting for the things I love worked too well, basically, and it backfired.
You're too honest.
It's the only remaining 1 seed, and I can't vote for it.
Wow.
I have to go Monogatari.
Wow.
Monogatari is in the
man.
final.
And you've heard all of my ranting about Hunter x Hunter this whole time and how good it is, and that's just how good Monogatari is.
Monogatari is amazing.
Well, here it is, boys.
No, we have to stop.
No.
Please.
We have to have a winner.
This is like
We
the
can't.
speech that Alan gives at the end of The Hangover. Well, here we are. How about that?
How about that
How
ride
about
in?
that flight in?
I
I guess
can't.
that's why they call it Sin City.
Here we go for the championship.
Why?
I never would have guessed this, to be honest.
I
with anybody.
would not
Not
have
what I was
either.
I would
expecting.
never guessed it was going to be Bleach versus Monogatari.
I did
don't
not
know
see
how
this
I-
one coming.
So,
Well,
in good
it's the burn.
conscience, I've not voted for Bleach once. And that trend is continuing because I think it has a garbage ending and does not deserve to be here. in this spot for the title. I'm going Monogatari, even though I have not seen it.
Oh my
1-0.
gosh. Wait, what'd you say, Clayton? Sorry.
Yes, the rest of you vote. Take the choice out of my hands.
No,
Take
no.
it.
Joe,
Make
if
it
you
your
vote
own.
now, then it doesn't.
Vote
Oh
now.
my gosh.
Then somebody
can't
else will have
vote.
to have that.
Vote now, Joe.
No, I can't.
I
You make a great point with the ending there, Jared, but the nostalgia is strong with this one.
I propose the hosts require Joe to vote now.
It's so hard for Joe because it's his favorite show versus the show that got him back into anime, that allowed him to discover his favorite show. That being said, Joe, vote.
Vote now! Vote now!
I will say it'll be better to vote now than to vote for another tiebreaker.
But what if it doesn't go to tiebreaker?
Well,
Then it
on
won't
that note,
matter
I'm
if it
going to
doesn't-
interject my.
This is the final two. It's going to
Henry, you
tiebreaker.
cut out for a second.
I
What'd you say?
did at the pinnacle time that I was talking.
Yeah.
I'm going to say eventually what that entire little thing I cut out was a Monogatari for
Wow.
me.
Attaboy.
You could seal the deal right now, Joe.
You could, but
Just ask me to put the nail in the coffin of my own father. Why don't
Okay, how about that, Justin? Justin, what are you thinking?
No, I'm not. Nope. I'm waiting.
No, I think Justin. I know what Justin's gonna pick. He's gonna pick Bleach.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I believe you are. Come on, you
Well,
haven't voted for
if you must
Monogatari
know.
once.
If you must know, I've gotten it this far. I've come so far.
Please don't.
And in the end, it may not even matter. But I'm going for Bleach. And I'm a little sad that Henry betrayed me.
Joe,
Don't do it.
Joe,
I don't
Remember
want-
all the fights, Henry.
I support you,
am.
Joe.
I
You
am.
don't support me. This is cruelty. This
I
is...
support you, Joe. Monogatari wins.
Henry?
Oh, thank God.
I supported you. You abandoned the memes, but I
Henry,
supported you all the way.
Remember Grimjaw?
I do remember Grimjaw.
Remember how
Yes.
great that fight was?
It's too
I
late.
do
It's already
remember.
over, bud.
Aw.
I think I'm a sucker for the animation.
Oh, thank God. It's over.
And with
I
that-
Cast your vote, Joe.
With that, we
I will
have
vote for,
we've determined
with
it.
that, I will
Joe
will
can
vote
still
for
vote.
Bleach, so I don't have to betray.
Oh god.
Monogatari is better. I'm still voting for.
He's voting for Bleach. All right. By the
Oh.
vote of 3-2, Monogatari is our winner.
It is our best anime of all time.
Oh my goodness.
Big old asterisks.
No, it's official. Best anime of all time.
No, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
official. We declared it.
The March Madness
I
has.
want it
yeah.
tested for doping.
You can.
Doping, and it's,
It might be related to Lance Armstrong, but you're still going to lose.
Yes, but there will always be an asterisk next to its
Oh,
name.
this was so much fun. I think this could have gone
Like the
completely.
Astros.
Good lord.
I feel like we could run this. We could run this several different times, and we could come up with a new winner every other time.
Well,
Probably,
I'm
yeah.
looking at one strong point in the bracket here, and it was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood versus Gintama. If I had gone Brotherhood, I think Brotherhood would have beaten Bleach,
Yeah, it absolutely would have. I would have voted. For
and then it
Full-
would have beaten
Full
No
Metal.
Game No Life,
Yeah,
and it would have been
absolutely.
Monogatari versus
Full
Full Metal
Metal.
Alchemist Brotherhood, and I would have had to vote Brotherhood. I know
But
Justin.
the
would vote
memes were
Brotherhood.
strong.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that would have been easy Monogatari for me.
Yeah.
But
That would have been a
also,
not
like
horrible
I
we have
pain.
to go
Yeah.
back. We have to go back to this.
No,
one.
no, I'm still thinking that Monogatari might have won even in that instance.
Yeah, because I would have
No,
voted for
so.
Monogatari.
It would have come down to Henry on that one. And,
Oh shoot.
and I think you probably would have gone Monogatari.
Oh yeah, it would have been probably close, but I think so as well. Yeah.
But if we go back and we look at, because there's that one bracket that was absolutely saturated with all of our favorites.
Yeah, if that had been split up some, this whole bracket ended.
I think if we would have split up that one bracket, we may have come out with some different results.
I love how everybody's hills to die on were on the left-hand side. My top two in the bracket were in each of the two of the right-hand side.
Yep, where nobody cared.
And my soul slowly got crushed because even though you guys voted it on, it just made it that much more painful.
It just gave you that much more hope.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
Do you agree with our result? Do you disagree with our result? Give us a tweet.
And
at
tweet
Talk
Anime
Anime Pod.
At Talk Anime Podcast, all one word. Or join our Discord at the Talk Anime Podcast.
Link is actually going to be in the description.
Link will be in
it's
the
always
description.
in the description for this.
All of the things.
So is the Twitter.
Or leave a comment on the YubTubs.
Tell us how wrong we are.
The horrible taste out of my mouth now.
Yeah, I need a drink after this one.
I hate all of these
I've
people.
been drinking.
I mean, I have been too, but I need more.
I just want you guys to know.
My Hero Academia drink.
You guys invited us here.
Yes. Oh no! Thank you so much for coming on.
Henry, Joe, Clayton, thank you for joining.
Yes, this has been fun. Even though it's been painful, it's been fun. I think
that was going to be inevitable, regardless.
Yeah,
I may or may not be back
have
again.
You back when we do another 64 bracket competition.
Oh, we've got many ideas. We've got
we've got a bunch of different ideas in the works. We'll let you know when we do the next one. And in the meantime, we hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for joining. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Subscribe to us for podcasting. And stay healthy, guys. That coronavirus is some real shit now.
Yeah, stay healthy and stay indoors and listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And watch anime.
And watch
Absolutely.
anime.
But not Attack on Titan.
Watch Gintama.
You already hurt me enough.
And with that final shot,
Joe, Monogatari won. What are you talking about?
I'm Justin. He's Jared. This is the Talk Anime Podcast. Thanks for listening.
We'll catch you next week.